I got to realize something. It's easier sitting back than doing contributions, but coming out here, it's a whole different ball game. So please pardon my flaws. I'm not very used to this. So basically, this is not meant to be scripted. It's something that I just want to share with you. Probably something you know, and we just want to learn a little bit together. Okay, first and foremost, I want to thank the management for this opportunity to grow. Okay, so basically, I would like to ask a basic question. How many of us have actually been in a position whereby you're aiming to succeed, but then you notice that it doesn't just come handy? You tend to do something extra. Have you been in that position before? Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that growth requires um, growth requires uncomfort, or being out of comfort. Yes, actually. So it takes a lot of discomfort for you to get to where you have to be. Many a times, life could get funny. We sometimes wish for a lot of things. Things like I want good jobs, I want well-paid job, and we just don't want to do those things that will actually get us to that position because we are too afraid to take a shot. We are too afraid to make that move. Okay, so quickly I'll tell us a story of a blacksmith. So there's this blacksmith. He had an apprentice. Usually there are three basic steps in his production process of making a sword. So first is he picks a rough iron and then place it into fire. It glows orange, he brings it out, hammer it, and then the next step is he brings the iron after hammering, plunge it into water, to get that chilling feeling. So and then one of those days, his apprentice asked him, Master, why do you have to go through this process? Why do you have to stress yourself this much doing this and doing that? And then he told him, I am not trying to destroy the iron by putting it in the fire, but rather I'm trying to strengthen the iron. And then he asked, why do you hammer it? He said, I don't hammer it because I want to punish it, but possibly because I want it to maintain a form I desire. I want to take what is not meant to be out of it. And then next he asked, why do you have to plunge the iron into the water? And then he said, it's not because I want it to get weak, but because I want it to maintain a form that the fire and the hammering, has meted out. So, what am I trying to say? Sometimes life gets funny. We get to be in a fix where we are not happy to be in. We get to be in that position where we don't understand how we get there. Now, let me make it a little bit more relatable. Sometimes I am actually a fitness instructor and a self-defense trainer, among other things I do. So my first time at the gym, and this is relatable to every other person that goes to the gym for the first time, you get to notice that after your first day at gym, the next day feels like hell. Body pains. It feels like you have those dwarfs with armor on every joint hitting, trying to break your body. You feel broken. And then the next thing you possibly decide, oh, I don't think the gym is a place for me. Why? Because there's this discomfort you felt the first time you hit the gym. Now, it shouldn't stop there. That should actually motivate you to want to push further. You should think of being in that gym too. I want to build. You know what you want. Before you make that determination to drive for it, you definitely know what you want. You possibly maybe glass through social media, you saw this banging body and you be like, oh, this person, I actually want to emulate this person and then achieve this body. And then you saw that big muscle mass and you're like, oh, I would. But then you don't know what this person went through. It was a whole lot of discomfort before this person arrived there. So now, how about you hit the gym regardless, and then you first thing you must notice, it doesn't come handy. It's a process. Now you hit the gym, you started with 20 kg dumbbell. You don't just fly to 100 kg overnight. It takes 2.5 kg, you know, to add to the previous 10 kg you used to carry. And then another 2.5 kg. Sometimes you notice every increase, you struggle. But over time, you adapt. Now, this is a process. So the situation you are in now is not something that is constant. You tend to grow. You will improve, provided you keep pushing. And I'm going to say this. Moving forward, I would like us to ask ourselves this question. What habit do I need to start doing? And what habit do I need to stop? What do I need to embrace? Like, what decision do I need to embrace moving forward?